yeah, adulting, it's hard for, schedules to line up and everything. But, if you see them the next couple of days or whatever, see if they want to just, even just drop in the Discord, you know what I'm saying? And we'll feel each other out before making a podcast. But also, real quick, I want to make an announcement just because I was waiting for this number before I said anything. I don't know why, but I just want to say thank you, guys, and congratulations. We hit 6,000 downloads.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So that's really like awesome because it's been 4 months since we started.
Hell yeah.
So, and it was a little bit difficult the way that I was doing the Rogan reviews, but I think we've got things worked out. And ultimately, I've discussed this with you. Oh, Kitty.
Yeah, that's my cat. She's excited too.
Do you even smith? What is your smithing level, Kitty? She's like, no, I'm all about fishing.
No, she's about agility.
Oh yeah, agility, thieving, and fishing.
And Hunter. She caught a mouse for us the other day.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, guys.
Fucking sweet. Go ahead, Luke.
Really,
take it over. I'm gonna crack open this beer and listen to you.
Yeah, really, guys. Thank you. 6,000 downloads. It's huge. Like you said, we only started a few months ago. It means a lot. I appreciate the support and coming out. We're only going up from here. The quality, as you guys have seen, has been getting better and better each episode, and we're hoping to get the video aspect going, sooner rather than later. Hopefully, within the next, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, but I'd say hopefully within the next month, maybe a little more, something like that. We'll try to get something going there. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate every listen, every download. It goes a long way, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. It gives me something to be excited about, and it gives me, and I'll talk about this on another episode. I'll do an episode about productivity and creativity. I try to explain to my friends how there's, this podcast has actually made me realize this. But of course, I've been making music pretty much my whole life. So it's like, I realized it before the podcast, but the podcast really like put it in my head, drilled into my head. There is 2 types of time you can have. You can have 1, productive time / creative time, and then 2, chill time.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with chill time, but what you got to think, is that in order to do anything, you can't be comfortable and you have to go outside of your comfortability and put, kind of be productive. So what I'm saying is this podcast, making something and trying to build a community, try to connect people together and just have someone you can talk to about RuneScape or just life or anything, or Rogan. It's given me a drive to just try to keep making it better and to try to just keep our numbers driving up until we're at the point where our Discord server is popping, not for the fact of numbers or fame, but it's all about community, guys. It's all about like good vibes, not to sound like a dirty hippie, but it's all about good vibes and just bringing each other up, not bringing each other down. And that's why I give shout outs to the other RuneScape podcasts and stuff like that. You don't get anywhere in life by not working with people.
Yeah, man, exactly. They say go faster alone, but go further together. That's what they say.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of like a giddy schoolgirl about telling you about. So I passed Luke in 1 skill, even though like that's like I'm not even joking. That's the only skill I think I'm gonna be able to like. And like you said, you'll put in a week, and then we'll be on next week and be like, yeah, I'm 89 at RuneCrafting.
No, I won't be 89. I'll probably be like 75.
Oh, good, jeez.
No, I'm just kidding. But now that you warned me, I at least got to get it higher than yours. At least.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were doing. I thought when we were talking before the show, I thought that you had looked at the stat board and saw that. That's why I was asking you more time. I was like, don't get to 28, buddy. Let me have this moment. Let me have this one moment.
Yeah, what would you do? You're like, oh, I see that you're 20. I'm like, yeah, refresh the page.
Yeah, no, dude. You just said it right there. I was like, before you joined the Discord, I'm sitting here refreshing the browser. Like, I'm like, oh, I better stay at 20. Because, dude, if I saw it raise from 20 to 21, I'd be like, this motherfucker's grinding before the podcast.
Yeah, accurate. I was on RS a little bit, but yeah, I told you I've been working on Herblore because I really got to get raids ready because, you know, you can make a lot more money once you can finally raid in RS, and that's what I got to do with this account is get it ready for raids.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to be there. And I think I'm getting close to the point.
You're getting closer, man. You're getting a lot closer. You know, it's just piece by piece. You know, like I said, the big goal you should set for yourself is barrel gloves because once you get, you know, the stats you really need to get them, then you'll be a lot closer to like raids.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why did you just jump from 20 to 21 runecrafting?
I did not.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm like, no. No, okay, but seriously, with the race thing, I think my best little thing I got going for me is my range, because it is my highest level. It is 81. So my question for you is, and I guess I'll watch some videos on this later as to what NPCs, I guess, or whatever the enemies are beasts NPCs?
Are what NPCs?
Like, are the monsters NPCs?
Yeah, that's anything that's not a player is an NPC.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I thought that, but then I'm like, well, is an NPC just like the things you can attack the people that you talk to? I don't know.
No, it's all of them. It just means non-player character. That's all it means.
So what should I do, Luke? I'm at 81. Like, how would I get raid ready, you know, with having ranged as your highest skill, I guess?
So range is the most important, I feel like, anyway, out of the three. So it's good that you have it high. But like I said, man, just strive for Barrows gloves. Like, look up what you need to do to get Barrows gloves. Do all those quests. And by the time you get the actual Barrows gloves, you'll have your stats up high enough so that, like, you only have a little bit more grinding to do until you can be raids ready. That's pretty much how I did it. And now I'm just working on my very last skill, like I said, which is Herblore. I think I'm at, like, 60-something right now. I just got to get it to 78, and then, you know, I'm ready. Preferably you want to have, I think it's like 90 Herblore, but you can start doing them at like 78. So that's when I'm going to start. And then people say it's good to have like base 80s at least in all the other combats, but I'm well over that, so I'm ready to go there. But yeah, man, Barrows gloves, that's what I'd suggest for you.
Sorry, I'm reading it right now. And I'm just also kind of soaking and loathing in my loneliness of being such a new player. I'm like, I want to do raids with you, Luke Mac.
Hey, man, you'll get there. You know, my account's only like 3.5 months old at this point, you know? It doesn't take that long. It's just about finding time in the day to actually get online.
Put that into perspective. Your account is younger than the podcast.
Yep.
So, guys, I don't want to hear you can't get to 99 anything. Because well, that's not true. I was going to say, if Luke Mac can get to it, no, not everyone can get to your level of excellence. But it's
I got to 99 mage in less than a month.
It's impressive, dude. It's impressive shit. And also, by the way, because I've thought about this multiple times, I just haven't brought it up. I wanted to talk to you more about your history with gaming when it comes to Halo and stuff. I know we covered that and maybe one of the first 1 or 2 episodes that you and I did together. You told me that when you were like younger, you used to be like professional or competitive gaming or whatever you would call it.
It wasn't try; it was successful.
Well, I don't mean it like that. I just meant like you're. I was trying to find the right words, but like, you were
aspiring.
Yeah, I mean, because like when we talked about it, I think it might have been on episodes with JJ with 2 rings.
Yeah.
So we kind of like we had a lot going on, so I feel like kind of glazed over it. But I don't want to just glaze over that, like, you know what I mean? But I guess we could say that for another time.
That's a good one. I mean, when I was probably. I played a little bit of Halo CE, but it really started in Halo 2 was probably my like big game. When I started playing it, like when I very first started playing it, I wasn't very good for the first few months. but me and my real life buddy Matt at the time both got really into it, to the point where, like, at the end of the day, we'd, you know, either go home and play together on live, or we'd, like, go over each other's houses and fucking play on LAN. Anyone who's really into competitive gaming knows that it's really important to get experience on LAN, because the game, at least back then, like your shot delay and leading shots and stuff like that, like, felt different. So you had to get a lot of practice on LAN. So we'd practice, and, you know, I had max level on Halo, which was 50 back in the day. Back in Halo 2, it was actually just a symbol. It would count up to 45 and then start giving you symbols. So I had the full Halo, which was level 50, and all the, like, important matchmaking, like, different kind of styles or whatever you want to call it. And then we'd play a ton of custom games with, like, pros. People who were actually into Halo 2 and 3 will know, like, the people I'm about to list, which is who we'd, like, practice and scrim against. It was mainly, like, the teams were Final Boss and Straight Rippin'. Eventually in Halo 3, it was, like, Triggers Down. There was a bunch of teams, really, like number 1, 2, 3, and 4 teams. Believe the Hype was another one. And these were the ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the world that we'd always scrim against, practice against online.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so we were really, really good, and I was only, like, 14, 15, at 13, 14, 15, somewhere in that, like, age range, and for a while, yeah, I was really young, and for a little while in 2010, I want to say, I got picked up by Monster Energy, and they actually paid for my entry and travel fees and lodging.
Oh my God.
For a few of the MLG tournaments. You know, they did, like, Meadowlands, Toronto, Miami, Vegas, all these different venues that they'd have these big tournaments at. And at the end of the year, they'd do a grand prize, like, final season ending tournament, which they usually did in Vegas back then. And yeah, they'd have, like, 6-7 events throughout the year at all these different places. I loved Meadowlands because it was in New Jersey, which was, like, close to my hometown, so that was my favorite event. But nice. Yeah, we'd always play. So we ended up, for team, we got, like, top 16, and for FFA, which was free for all, like, every man for themselves, I actually placed top 4 in the world for a couple events there. Yeah, it was pretty dope. My name was Anarchy back then.
Edgy. just like my username, Firelight666.
I actually have it tattooed on my leg. I have a big Anarchy tattoo.
Right next to Gillinor tattoo we were talking about.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not next to Gillinor. Maybe someday when I get the money.
Yeah, that shit made me laugh. So I re-listened to pretty much almost every episode.
Yeah, same.
Just because, one, you have to be interested in what you do to be good at it, and two, it helps me as OCD and maybe, as some might say, narcissistic, or just like, I don't know. I think compulsive is more, or obsessive compulsive is more of the word for it. But I'll re-listen to pretty much every episode I ever do.
Yeah, I do too.
And I focus, I listen to what I say and how I say it and how the guests respond and everything like that, just so I can, you know, because then sometimes thoughts will come in my head like, oh, I should have done this differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And so I was re-listening to an episode of you talking about when we were talking about I asked you if you'd get the name of RuneScape, the world of RuneScape, the Gilnor tattoo on your chest. And he said, not the chest but the leg. I don't know, man. That was funny shit. I appreciated that comedy. Funny.
No, of course.
It's dedication right there, boys.
Yeah, in fact, if you don't have Gillinor tatted on you, you're
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
you're probably not a.
Everyone without Gillinor tatted on him, we got to send them to Karjama.
I was gonna say you're probably not even a virgin at that point, but you are like. Are not a virgin, right? Like You probably get more pussy than I do, Luke.
No, I mean, I'm in a very dedicated relationship.